Welcome back here to my channel. I'm glad you tuned in again. Today we're talking about the Krea platform. They have been announcing a new feature, the Krea.ai Chat. Now it's available in public beta, and let's take a look together at what it can do. I haven't really grasped it yet, but let's go through it step by step. Sit back and enjoy the show because I'm taking care of the work today. The Krea platform brings together various AI tools. It has currently taken the #1 spot for me. On Krea.ai, you'll now find a new entry in the menu called Chat. Here you'll also find a relevant link to the information that this is now in public beta. But I want to click on this chat first, and now I'm wondering, what can I do with it? I've watched the videos, but let's get creative ourselves. So I want to create a Cyberpunk City Scene now. And okay, there we have Cyberpunk City Scenes. Maybe add a car. Add a futuristic car. It always takes a little while for them to be generated. Let's take a look at the results. Okay. Worked. Does this still have a lot to do with the first images? Well, apart from the fact that it's a cyberpunk city is first of all not, but now I have a cyberpunk city with a futuristic car. Ultimately, I probably would have been in another text-based image AI. I want a cyberpunk city with a futuristic car would have come to a similar result. Here, it seems I can now apply the prompts in a building manner. I want the sun to be shining. Okay, still looking very cyberpunk. This could also somehow be a crowded city center, but I'll let that slide. Let's see what else I can do. Now I've entered that I want to replace the car with a big robot. Down here, there are also buttons that are always offered to you, for example, to change the perspective. I'm going to choose cinematic now. Then an automatic prompt is added here, and we already have a cinematic result. The sun is shining, I have a cyberpunk situation, and I have a big mech robot. Okay, I haven't had much influence on the robot itself yet, but it's not too bad at all. I can also download them. I can do that here. Upscale. Make it into a video. I'm going to try that right now. I have make a video in this context menu, but actually I also have the button down here. Make a video. I'm going to press that now, and a video will be generated. Automatically, the first image has been taken here. Everything I've done here, I could have done with a regular prompt as well. Maybe the added value is a bit in the fact that you keep getting feedback. In the creation process, you can gradually adjust its generations. I'm definitely curious to see what kind of video I'm going to get now. In the meantime, why not give me a like and maybe even subscribe here? Then you definitely won't miss any of my new videos. It's always about creative approaches here. We always dive a little deeper into the subject here. I'll also show you some practical application examples of how you can use AI. Now, the video is finished. I'm taking another look at the last image. This is actually that image, the first image from the previous prompt. And here is our video result. We have a 5-second video. Yeah, there are people walking around. I don't know which AI created this video here, but what have we done now? We created a cyberpunk scene. We then added a car. Then we have the whole let the day pass. The car was replaced by a robot. And ultimately, super quickly here, the video generated in this chat, which exactly matches the image. I don't have any complaints about that for now. That worked pretty well. Let's see what happens if I click on this context menu, open, and make a video. Then Krea switches to a new tab where the image is already pre-selected. And here's actually another prompt. It stands, I suspect, that exactly the same thing that just happened in the chat, only that we are now repeating the whole thing here. As a new view, we're now up here switching from the chat view to the generate video view. That means I can even choose which AI I want to use for my video. Let's actually do this again in Minimax. Now I've switched the model and I'm clicking on generate. Yeah, we don't need to wait together for the time here. I'll get back to you with the result shortly. As expected, we've now rendered a video here with the Minimax model. Krea supports various AI models for video generation, and I think these 5 seconds are perfectly fine. Sure. That's exactly the result I would have expected. Not too bad at all. Back here in our chat, I can just continue with this project right here. But I can also click on New Chat on the left side. So I'm going to do that now to test another feature. Here I have a picture of Harley Quinn sitting in front of or behind a pizza. And I'm just going to drag this image in here and see if I can make some changes to it. Change the hair color to black. The image is very similar. Somehow pizza has been recognized. I also have black hair. But to do direct image manipulation, this tool doesn't work. I'm starting the whole experiment over from the beginning. And surprise me is something that's offered down here. I'm just going to do that now. I have a connection to the pizza here again. I also have a connection to the scene. But I'm now surprised if I'm expecting a bit too much in terms of consistency with the previous image. Now I've just written the prompt in here. Create an image of Harley Quinn in a restaurant with a pizza in the foreground. Let's see what happens now. What a picture I'm getting here. Okay, a comic style Harley Quinn. There's definitely a pizza in the foreground. This is definitely much more comic-like than my result. I'm going to choose cinematic style here now. Now the whole thing is definitely different from the camera perspective. It's somehow more cinematic, but it doesn't really relate to my original image anymore. Although it definitely, yeah, it's more realistic. I'm also going to change the aspect ratio now. Let's see if this gets closer. Okay, now I have another image of Harley Quinn sitting in front of a pizza. So let's try something different. I'm going to drag this into my Harley Quinn. I'm saying that I would really like to have hair like that. I'm really curious to see if I get a Harley Quinn with red hair now. Yeah, okay, that works partially. Although I don't really feel like I'm getting any real influence or predictable results anymore. Let's click on Vivid again and make the whole thing a bit more lively. I still haven't figured out the style reference down here. If you can help me with that, please write it in the comments. No question, I'm also getting good results here. At first, my Harley Quinn was a bit more comic-like, but that ended at the point where I said, please make it more cinematic. Then I changed the perspective. Then I changed the aspect ratio. Now I wanted to change the hairstyle. Yeah, compositions are definitely being created, but I don't really feel like I'm making a proper intervention or creating a real combination here. So the chat is doing what I tell it to. At the same time, I feel like I don't really have control over the outcome. Generating the image from scratch definitely suited me better, but maybe I just haven't found the right use case yet. If you have any more practical examples, please leave them in the comments. I'm definitely interested in how other people are using this chat to image functionality. I can't really say at this point whether I've really gotten comfortable with it. It's fun, it's a new opportunity. I actually find the build canvas that I showed in my last video a bit more intuitive. It definitely gives me more control, more manageability. Maybe it's not even what this chat tool is trying to be. I'm definitely curious to see how this will develop further. So that was probably not the last shot we've seen from this chat. It's worth mentioning that this whole thing is still in the beta phase. Maybe I'm expecting a bit too much from it. Or Krea itself doesn't really know where the journey is headed. It's definitely going to be exciting. Thank you for your attention so far. I would definitely appreciate a like, a subscription, and a comment. No question. Until then, I hope to see you back here on my channel. Your Marco.